What is up, my subscribers and 350Z owners, or should I say 350Z lovers? Just to give y'all a little update. I don't know if I made this video yet or not. In fact, I have, but if y'all haven't seen my last video, I've officially finished installing my nitrous system. Things you need to install a nitrous kit or the catch can, because you do not want your oil mixing with your nitrous oxide. Of course, you need a nitrous kit. They do not send enough wiring or enough electrical plugs for the kit, so you have to buy some additional stuff. Go to Lowe's, buy this shit for cheap. I spent maybe $10-15 extra on wiring and crimps and all that stuff. But anyway, just to give y'all a little review on the nitrous system. I looked it up. The size jets that I have in there is a 75 shot, but with a little less nitrous, a little smaller nitrous jet than a 75 shot. Technically, you need like I think it's a 44 or 46 nitrous jet. What I have in there now is a 32. I do have a 24 jet on the fuel, which is equivalent for the 75 shot. So technically, it's kind of a riched 75 shot of nitrous. More on the rich side. So technically, it's more of a I'd say about 60, 55 shot, somewhere up in there. It's not truly a 75 shot. And I am impressed. Not of the reaction of the nitrous oxide, but how this motor handles it. This car pretty much laughed at the nitrous system I got on here right now. So I'm going to put a true 75 shot in here. I'm going to run a step coater plug. We're going to see how it acts. I looked on Google. There's this instruction manual called Dyno Tune. It tells you how to install the nitrous system, what the jet chart is specifically for this vehicle, because this vehicle pumps out 40 plus 5 pounds PSI of fuel pressure. So that's how much fuel pressure you get into your fuel solenoid. Tells you what your plug should and should not look like, the do's and don'ts and whatnot. I can't remember exactly the website, but it's made by Dyno Tune. It tells you what jets to put in there to get what kind of HP, what kind of shot and whatnot. What I pretty much ran in here this morning, I was on my way to work. I turned my bottle on and tested it out, and I am impressed. Second gear, coming from a dig, I got my RPMs to about 3,000 and went on ahead and hit it. It had a little more, get up and go to it, but not what I expected. If you really want to be thrown back in the seat, I mean, not to the point where you get a crick in your neck or damn near snap your neck or whatever, or something like that. Put in first gear, get your RPMs up to about 3,000, and I did this from a roll. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to get my dog inside. Anyway, I did it from a dig. I was at a rolling start, headed in first gear, 3,000 RPMs. Also, in these cars, if you have traction control, make damn sure you turn that off, because I wouldn't exactly call it traction control. It's VDC, vehicle something or another. I can't remember what it was, but it does more than actuate your brakes into keeping your wheels from spinning out. It makes sure all four wheels are spinning simultaneously. but it does more than that. It actually takes power out of your motor, because it has an electronic throttle body right there. It takes power out of your motor. Make damn sure you turn that off before you spray nitrous, because if that throttle closes and you spraying juice, you're asking for problems. Now, what I did this morning, I got into it. And on my way back from work, I went on a little side road, put in first gear, had my RPMs up to 3 grand. I hit the button, and let me tell you, it fucking squatted and got down that damn road for damn sure. In fact, it did throw me back in the seat a little bit. I'm gonna show you my switch. I was not able to mount up my micro switch on the throttle body, so what I'm gonna do, there's Hurst B&M shifters make a shifter. You can pick your thread size. You gotta find out what thread size this shifter is. Unscrew this. You put the little, you can get it in black or white. It's a ball that screws onto there, and it's got a little red button. I call it the Vin Diesel shifter, because that's what you see in that Fast and Furious stuff. So I got a shift knob that's coming. I couldn't find the button I wanted to put here, because that was my plan B. If I couldn't get the switch mounted on the throttle, I was going to put it here. I cannot find a switch to go here. So the plan C, and the easiest way to go is to run a shift knob with a button, because my hand's gonna be here the whole time anyway. You just gotta know how to coordinate, and with my line of work, I already have the coordination, because it's pretty much the same thing, you know, you gotta do, because you gotta operate, you know, the red button on a little joystick, you know, kind of coordinating between what you gotta do. But for right now, I have this rigged up. This is the micro switch I was going to mount on the throttle, but can't figure out an accurate way to mount it. I just kind of stuffed it in there. Well, when I hit the switch, it threw me back in the seat, and I pulled the switch with it, and I had to let it go. So, but I am pretty much impressed. The motor didn't rattle, didn't make any weird noises or anything. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. It reacted just the way it should have. I did have a lot of wheel spin in first gear when I sprayed the nitrous, that's for damn sure. And then I also had wheel spin in second gear. And I would bark third, but I actually had wheel spin in third gear as well. In my last video, I also said I was going to run my stock tires at the track to see how it handled. I really wanted to run slicks for better traction, make sure I had no wheel spin. Also, I wanted to save on my street tires. And I said I was going to run my street tires, but I found an alternate route. Go to Summit Racing. These rims here I ordered for my Nova specifically, and they're 15 by 10s. They're 10-inch wide wheels. They do fit in the fender well of my 350Z, except there's only one issue: the lug pattern did not fit. So I went to Summit. I was looking for different wheels that I could put on there. I was thinking I was going to have to run some 8s, because the 10-inch wide rims was just too damn much. But instead, I found a solution. They make what's called wheel adapters, and I can actually fit this on here. The lug pattern for a 350Z is, in standard measurements, is 5 by 4.5. Metric is 5 by 114 point something. I think it's 0.3. Well, this goes on the Nova that I used to have. That's why my channel is called Supernova. And of course, if y'all look at my early videos, I showed y'all pictures of it, and I even made a video of it for sale. I left it up there for you guys to look at, you know, because it shows the motor and everything else, what I had done to it. This lug pattern that I have for the Nova was the same lug pattern as the S10, which is 5 by 4.75, and anything else bigger than that is 5 by 5.5, and only GM uses them big ass lug patterns. So I'm gonna be able to run these. The only issue is they're gonna stick out about 1 inch, which I really don't care. They look good, but I really don't care if they stick out, because all I care about is traction and how the car gets down the track. So I now have me some rims. All I gotta do is spend 80 bucks. It's like $79.89 for a pair of wheel adapters. You can get different sizes. The ones I'm getting are going, well, convert the hub to from 4.5 to 4.75. So, and they're made of, if you do happen to buy wheel adapters, do not buy aluminum wheel adapters. Make sure they're billet aluminum wheel adapters, because if you get the regular aluminum, depending on what you're going to do with them, you might wind up cracking them, and you really don't want that to happen, because your wheel going to fall off. So I'm going to go ahead and run these. And they're 15s, most common size slick you can find out there, because most of your slicks are 15s. Some of them are 14s, some of them you might be able to get 16s, but the most common is 15s, which is the size rim I wanted to run because it's easier to find slicks for them. So I now have me some rims. These are going to go on the 350Z for the track, and I will buy me a GoPro mount for the hatch. I can mount on the hatch glass or whatever, and I'll make videos of going down the track, and I'll also post those on my channel as well. But just to give y'all a little review on the 350Z and how it reacted to the nitrous oxide, it did great. I still got the stock plugs in there. I'm gonna change those out. I'm gonna go one step colder, make sure non-projected plugs. I did find jets that I can change out. They sell in pairs from anywhere from $16 to $20 a pair, and it tells you what size, you know, what shot is the pair. You know, they tell you 35, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, so on and so forth. Also, to let y'all know something else, if you're gonna run nitrous oxide on these 350Zs, they can handle up to a 150 shot if you know what you're doing. They can handle up to a 150 shot on stock internals, and this is going by the Dyno Tune instruction manual and the research that they did on these cars. And it is legit. It's not the forums where you know, read a bunch of hearsay. It's actual legit research and testing that's been done. Things to do with these cars, it'll handle to 150 shot, but for every 50 shot higher than 100, you can run up to 100 shot, no programmer or anything like that. Just run a step coder plug. Make sure you run high octane fuel in it. 93 pump gas is what I ran in this thing. So 93 is fine, but the higher octane fuel is better, which is what I'm gonna buy when I go to the track. You can handle, these cars can handle up to 150 shot on stock internals. If you go anything past than 100, for every 50 shot of nitrous needs to be, I think, 1 or 2 degrees down on the timing, so you retard the timing like 2 degrees. I think that's it. For every 50 shots, 2 degrees. If you run a 125, it would be a 1 degree down the timing. Buy you a programmer for that, and something else to help you monitor your air and fuel mixture. Make sure you don't run too lean. I went on Amazon and bought me one. It was like 30 or 50 bucks. Air and fuel mixture ratio gauge. I bought that. I'm still waiting for it to get here. And a boost gauge just to monitor how much boost I'm pumping out. That's not a must, but you know, that's just something to help me see how much boost I'm putting into this motor. But the air and fuel mixture ratio gauge is something you really need. Helps you monitor your air and fuel mixture ratio. If you run on the rich side, you good. If you're in the ideal, you good. If you run the lean, shut the shit down. Because when you run lean on your motor, that's when it's coming close for it to come apart. So this kit here that I ordered off of eBay. It was like 430 bucks, made by NOS, and the solenoids and the fogger can handle up to a 150 shot. Anything higher than that, you need to change out your solenoids and your fogger. But if you're gonna change all that out, you might as well pull your motor out and start changing internals as well. So I'm gonna keep making videos. I'm gonna keep playing with this nitrous. I'm gonna keep, you know, trying to fine tune it. Once I get it up to where I want, a 150 shot, go into the track, get some quarter-mile times in, you know, get some numbers down, get a couple passes in. I'll post those videos when the time comes. But I still got a little ways to go before I can get to that point. I still gotta buy me some slicks. I gotta buy the wheel adapters. I gotta wait for my shift knob to come in. That's got the red button. I haven't ordered it yet, but I need to get me a dual gauge pillar, driver side pillar gauge pod for my gauges, because I said I was gonna mount them in the flip up console, but I pulled this off and I got the dash right behind that, so I won't have no room for it. So I'm gonna run them over there. I make videos about that as well. But once I, you know, do a little test hits, I make videos about that as well. I still try and play with my GoPro, trying to get it to working right. Get it to where it pick up sound. I might have to buy me some brackets to where I can actually mount it inside my car without the waterproof case, to where it actually pick up sound. I'll make some videos of some test hits of the way it sits now, and I'll make some videos of test hits whenever I run the, you know, 100 shot and 150 once I get the programmer put in. And then eventually, when I do get this car to the track, I expect to have this car at the track sometime this summer. Hopefully by sometime August or September at the latest, I'll have it at the track. Because the stuff I want to do this thing is not free. But I'll make some videos at the track. You know, make a couple passes on my GoPro, and I'll post those videos to show y'all, you know, what this car can do, and maybe give y'all some ideas of what y'all can do to this car. I know some of y'all, I personally wanted to turbo the car, you know, put a twin turbo kit, but the cheapest kit I found, good quality kit, was like 10 grand, and there are some downsides to the turbo kit. You have to change out your injectors. You have to do a lot more cutting. It's going to take at least a week to build. You have to move some shit around. That air box would have to go. All this right here would have to be relocated if you were to run a twin turbo kit. Exhaust, working in tight spaces, just the whole 9 yards. And then running bigger injectors, your fuel mileage is going to go down a little bit, and it's going to stay there because you're running boost all the time. With the nitrous kit, is like a third of the price, a whole hell of a lot easier to install, a lot less maintenance. I'd say about the same amount of tuning, because you know, once you install the kit, you gotta start playing with jets and programmers and all that good stuff. But a turbo kit, you also have to put in a programmer. Except with a nitrous kit, you can actually keep your fuel mileage. Like this car here, if you drive it right, you can get 18, 19 miles to the gallon in town, and I could stay like that all day long. The only time you use extra fuel is when I spray, because you got a shit ton of fuel coming through your solenoid and into your intake duct. So, but there's a lot of benefits to nitrous. The only advantages I know with turbos is the sound, the extra boost you can put out, and that's about it. The disadvantages, you have to spool up your turbos. The power is not instantaneously. Your fuel miles goes down and stays down, and they cost an arm and a leg if you're a poor man like me. So, but you know, a lot of guys, they turbo the cars and they have problems here and there, and then if you don't buy a good enough turbo, you have the risk of it popping. So, but this here is just a throw on kit, tune it, you're ready to go. The power's instant. You keep your fuel mileage, and that's about it. So I know some people out there say, "Oh, you're a cheater if you run nitrous, blah blah blah." But hey, you know, while I'm getting 19, 20 miles to the gallon, you getting 16 miles to the gallon, because you got them bigger injectors you have to run, you know, to keep your motor from running lean. Plus you got all the extra heat up underneath the hood, because you're running your exhaust way the hell up here and there for your turbos. Then you gotta run exhaust back down that way. Then you have to run a whole new exhaust on top of that. So, also something else I'm gonna be doing with this car, the catalytic converters, I'm gonna have to cut them off, because, and the resonator as well, that's about to come off. I mean, I like the deep, smooth sound of the car the way it is now, but with this nitrous system, those converters and resonators are kind of restrictive. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut them off, because I mean, the red line on this car is like 7,000 RPM, and all it's doing is restricting exhaust flow. So I'm gonna cut that off. I might lose my fuel mileage a little bit in town, but you know, it'll be all worth it in the end. It won't be near as bad as, you know, because with a turbo kit, you have to lose your converters any damn way. So you're losing your fuel miles both ways. This here, you only lose your fuel miles one way. So I'm not hating on the turbo, guys. You know, I love a turbo kit. If I had the money, I'd probably turbo this thing myself. But it's better if I run a nitrous kit, because I don't have money coming out of my ass. So I was gonna go ahead and run a nitrous kit, be done with it. So, and if you know what you're doing, you won't blow your motor up. So just to give y'all a little update of what this, you know, review on the nitrous system. I still got a little tuning I need to do and whatnot. So I'll be making future videos. But until next time, peace out. God bless. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to get notifications for future videos. If you want to see the part 1 through part 5 and 6 project of the 350Z, the stage 2 clutch installment, the transmission removal, and everything I've done to this car, you know, go check out my channel, Supernova, and check out all the videos. I also made some videos of my leader bike, 2007 CBR 1000. I did have a 500 before that. After I sold that, I was looking for 600s and 1000s, and I landed on a 1000. So until next time, guys, stay tuned for another video. Hit the subscribe button. Peace out. God bless.